All right, so here we have a very similar problem to our former video. It asks us to write a program with functions. There's supposed to be four seating categories at the Royal Haymarket Theater. That's stalls, Royal Circle, Upper Circle, and Gallery. And then it gives us how much stall seats cost, Royal Circle seats cost, Upper Circle seats cost, and Gallery seats costs. We're supposed to write a program that asks how many tickets for each categories of seats were sold and then displays the amount of total sales generated. And then we're supposed to create a function that receives the number of each ticket type and then return to total sales and then have our function main print out the total sales. So I think we're making three functions. One here to receive the number of each ticket type. So we can call that def ticket type. And then we'll have stalls, Royal Circle, Upper Circle, and Gallery. So this is literally just taking input statements. So stalls is equal to input, and then we ask them how many tickets of stall seat types were sold. Have an answer, and you can just copy this. And we know that Royal Circle, well, there can't be a space. So copy paste that. Upper Circle, same thing. And Gallery, same thing. All right, so we have a function to collect how many of each type we're told, and then we're supposed to write a program that asks how many tickets, okay, and then displays the total amount of sales generated. So there should only be two functions. Two functions are more than enough to solve this question. So we have the amounts here, and that's what's going to be. Oh, oh no. Okay, so when they call the function, they have to input this, or this can just be blank, and then when they call, so I can create my main function. And then it'll call the ticket type. However, it's going to give me four different things here. And then from the ticket type, I can then go to calc and then total. I'll create a function called calc total, and it's going to have all of these inputs in here. So hope this isn't getting too confusing, but because I'm creating a function that receives the number of each type of ticket, it won't like all it is it's collecting information. Had I had an input statement for the parameter, then okay, so if this was all here, we could just manipulate the values here. But since we're calling the function first off to get the values, we're gonna have to have another function to manipulate the values. So that's where calc total comes in, and I'm gonna create that function. All right, so stalls, Royal Circle, Upper Circle, and this just goes to show you that there's so many ways of creating or solving the same problem, you know. All right, so we then create a third function called def calc total, And what this is going to do is, so from the main, it goes to ticket type, collects all the input, sends all this input over to calc total. From calc total, we're now going to manipulate the values. So we know how much they cost. We'll say stalls cost, royal circle cost, upper circle cost, and gallery cost. And we've been given all of these values up at the top. The stall seats cost $50. The royal circle seats cost $35. Upper circle seats cost $25, and the gallery seats cost $15. And if you caught it, it's very important when you work with numbers. Make sure you wrap the input statement in an int or float, but we're not working with decimals. All right, so call the main. From the main, it goes over to here. From here, gets these values, puts the values into here, and we do need to have this function collect these values. So calc total has all of them, and they're all in order. Takes these values, and then what it does is we can then have our return statement. Return this times this, this times this, this times this, this times this. So, yeah. Stalls cost times stalls. And then I was thinking of adding text, but if I were to do that, it would make our function really long. But I still can do that just for clarity's sake. But on an exam, I mean, you know, using what I would have initially done would have been perfectly fine. So you can have another function called stalls revenue, and then literally just have that do the multiplication for us. You know, it's just another thing. Royal circle revenue is going to be equal to royal circle times royal circle cost. Upper circle revenue going to be equal to per circle times per circle cost. And gallery revenue is going to be equal to gallery times gallery cost. All right, so then we can have all of our information nice and neat and have the total revenue for, and then stall seats is, and then have stalls rev and then just copy this for the other ones. But this would have to be a string. Okay, what's this? Okay, I'm pretty sure you can handle this like the rest of this. But yeah, I mean there are easier ways to do this. I would use an F string, but you might not know what an F string is, but it allows you to have like the same information but just easier to type out. And and I can use an F string. I'll just put an F right there. Have this in here. And then the total revenue for Royal Seats is Royal Circle revenue. And then let's put these right here. Then lastly, the total revenue for Upper Circle Seats is that. And then as you can guess what the last one is going to be, the total revenue for Gallery Seats is, and then Gallery Rev. Okay, so this is a lot. And, you know, there are different ways to write it out. So, like I said, for the first problem, we didn't even need to write this whole thing out, but, you know, just for output's sake and for the sake of it looking good, that's why I decided to write it all out. However, from the main, it's going to go to ticket type. From ticket type, it's going to get all these inputs, put all these inputs into calc total. From calc total, it's going to do the multiplication. From there, it's going to go, well, the multiplications here. It's going to be stored in these variables, and it's going to be printed out all in this long thing right there. So what we do need is a print, just so this all works. So when you run it, hopefully we don't get any errors. Okay, I guess I didn't put the def, and I also didn't call the main function, which is very important. All right. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that. The total revenue for stall seats is this. Total revenue for row circle seats is this. Total revenue for upper circle seats is this. Total revenue for gallery seats is that. That's pretty much all she wanted us to do. See the total number and then return to total sales. And that's exactly what she was asking for. All right. Hope this helps.